Okay, we are going to continue with rationalization of surd. We have looked at other aspects of surd, how we can simplify surd. We looked at the conjugate of a surd. So here we are in rationalization of surd. What is rationalization of surd? Rationalization deals with the process of removing a rational number from the denominator. In rationalization of surd, we are not expected to have any irrational number at the denominator. So let's look at it here. For example, we look at a question here. It says simplify 2 divided by root 3 plus 2. Now let's solve together. Here we have 2 root 3 plus 2. Now, what will be the conjugate of this surd from what we said in our previous video is just to change the sign here, which is minus. We change it to minus. So, if we change it to minus, the same conjugate you multiply it to the numerator, you multiply it to the denominator. So here it will now be root 3 minus 2 divided by root 3 minus 2. You know, if you look at what we have here, this automatically 1. Root 3 minus 2 divided by root 3 minus 2 is the same thing as 1, but we want to use it so that we can remove the denominator, we can remove any irrational number from the denominator. Cancel it. So, now, after you've multiplied this to the numerator and to the denominator, you are going to expand it, put it in a bracket. You put it in a bracket form. So you multiply this to the numerator, multiply this to the denominator. Now let's do it and see how it works. Now here, you multiply 2 times root 3 will give us 3. 2 times minus 2 will give us 4. Now here, root 3 times root 3 will give us 3. Root 3 times minus 2 will give us minus 2 root 3. Now 2 times root 3 will give us plus 2 root 3. 2 times minus 2 will give us minus 4. Now, if we look closely here, we have something that is looking common. We have minus 2 root 3 plus 2 root 3. That automatically 0. So we'll now rewrite it as 2 root 3 minus 4. All divided by, here is 3 minus 4. 3 minus 4 is minus 1. So we'll now have it as 2 root 3 minus 2 root 3 minus 4, all divided by minus 1. So if you divide it by minus 1, it will affect this to be equal to minus 2 root 3 plus 4. Or you can further express it as minus 2 into root 3 minus 2. That is where you can stop. That's the answer. In number 2 example, the question said express 3 root 2 plus 2 divided by 1 minus root 2 in the form of m plus n root 2, where m and n are rational number. So indirectly it is to rationalize this surd. Now let's solve together. Solution. Here we have 3 root 2 plus 2, all divided by 1 minus root 2. What is the conjugate of this surd? The conjugate of this surd is 1 plus root 2. So now when you are rationalizing a surd, that conjugate, the one you find at the denominator, multiply it to the numerator and also multiply it to the denominator. Now, we'll multiply it to the numerator and to the denominator, which is 1 plus root 2 divided by 1 plus root 2. Okay, we'll put them in a bracket and now expand it. So here we can proceed. Root 3 root 2 times 1 will give us 3 root 2. 3 root 2 times root 2, that will give us 3 times 2. Now 2 times 1 will give us 2. Now 2 times root 2 will give us 2 root 2. Okay, we come to the denominator. Denominator we have 1 times 1 will give us 1. 1 times plus root 2 will give us plus root 2. Now minus root 2 times 1 will give us minus root 2. Now minus root 2 times plus root 2, that will give us minus 2. So we can now collect like terms. From the denominator, you see that we have 3 times 2, which is 6, plus 2, plus 3 root 2, plus 2 root 2. Now we'll come to denominator. Denominator, you see that here, root 2 minus root 2 is automatically 0. We are left with 1 minus root 2. 1 minus root 2, which is equal to 6 plus 2 will give us 8. 3 root 2 plus 2 root 2 will give us 5 root 2. Or divide by 1 minus 2 will give us minus 1. Of course, we will further express this as 8 divided by minus 1 plus 5 root 2 divided by minus 1. Here is plus. Plus divided by minus will give us minus 8. And here will give us minus 5 root 2. Now, if we compare it to what they gave us, that's m plus n root 2, you will see that m corresponds to minus 8. So m is equal to minus 8 and n is equal to minus 5. Okay, we are going to continue with question number 3. The question number 3 says find the value of k if root 2 divided by k plus root 2 equal to 1 divided by k minus root 2, leaving your answer in the form p plus m root n. Now let's solve together. The question, root 2 divided by k plus root 2 equal to 1 divided by 1 k minus root 2. First of all, we cross multiply. So if we cross multiply, we'll have root 2 into k minus root 2 equal to 1 times k plus 2, k plus root 2, that will give us k plus root 2. So we open this bracket. So if we open this bracket, we'll have root 2 times k will give us k root 2. So if we multiply this, root 2 times minus root 2, that will give us minus 4 equal to k plus root 2. So we'll collect like terms. Anyone that have k, we'll bring it together. So here we'll have k root 2 minus k equal to, when 4 crosses equality sign, become plus 4 plus root 2. We are looking for k. K is common here. We can factor out k. We have k into root 2 minus 1 equal to 4 plus root 2. So we are looking for k. We'll divide both sides. Divide both sides by root 2 minus 1. So we'll have k into root 2 minus 1, all divided by root 2 minus 1 equal to 4 plus root 2 equal to, divided by root 2 minus 1. So this will cancel this. We are left with k equal to 4 plus 2 plus root 2 divided by root 2 minus 1. Root 2 minus 1. So we have gotten our value of k, but we need to rationalize this answer we have. So rationalize the surd. To rationalize the surd, we look at the denominator. Here we have root 2 minus 1. We'll change the sign here to be plus. We'll multiply the numerator and the denominator. That is 4 plus root 2 divided by 4 root 2 minus 1 times 2 plus root 2 plus 1 divided by root 2 plus 1. We'll put them in a bracket and now expand it. So when you put it in a bracket, you expand it. Now let's expand it together. 4 times root 2 will give us 4 root 2. 4 times 1 will give us 4. 2 times root 2 will give us 2. Now 2 times 1, root 2 times 1 will give us root 2. Come to numerator. Root 2 times root 2 will give us 2. Root 2 times 1 will give us plus root 2. Now minus 1 times root 2 will give us minus root 2. Now minus 1 times plus 1 will give us minus 1. So we'll collect like terms, simplify the numerator and the denominator. The denominator, something is common there. We have 4 plus 2 and we have 4 root 2 plus root 2. All divided by, here we have, you can see that from here, root 2 minus root 2 is 0. We are left with 2 minus 1. Here, 4 plus 2 will give us 6. Now, 4 root 2 plus root 2, that will give us plus 5 root 2, all divided by 1. 1 divided anything still remains that same thing. So, we'll have 6 plus 5 root 2. From the question given to us, it says we should simplify it to look like p plus m root n. If you compare this, you see that p goes to 6, 5 goes to m, and 2 goes to n. That is our answer.